welcome to Wrestle Talk with Rapid Fever. And today, joining me is the anti-hero himself, the man who's had one of the best years in professional wrestling that you could ever ask for, and a star at WASP. You don't want to miss him anytime that he's inside the ring. He is full of action for you. He is Christian Lee. Christian, thank you so much for agreeing to be here.
Yeah, you're welcome, dude. Anytime.
Hey, man, we just got to start. Let's start at the very beginning of this year. I mean, we know at the bunkhouse last year, it started it all for you. Everything just kind of really started to steamroll and move in your direction, and you just started getting big traction from that point in time forward. Tell us how everything's been going for you.
Great. I mean, no titles, but great.
Well, you know, that comes in time, Christian. You know, that's one of the big things that's going to be happening is championships change hands on a regular basis. And just depending on who you decide to get involved with or who you decide to have a feud with, because some people like to hold you down, wouldn't you like to say?
Yeah, some people like to hold me down, but they can't hold me down for long.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And some of those people that want to hold you down and hold you back might be NWA superstars. Don't you think that?
You mean Casey the Gazana who called me a scrub earlier?
I didn't say that, did I?
You said NWA superstar. That's the one person that came up to my mind.
What would you like to say to Casey Kazana?
Casey, I know you're an NWA superstar. I know you're busy right now. And you're busy gaming, you know, on your little tablet or phone or whatever you're gaming on. I'm not a scrub. I'm Christian Lee. I've been everywhere in Tennessee. Hell, I basically went to North Carolina for that one bit. And basically made a name for myself. I'm talking crap about you because I can't speak right now because all that. So, Casey, I'm not a scrub. I'm Christian Lee. I'm the best damn wrestler on this planet and in the Tennessee area. And there's nothing you can do about it. There.
Well, those were some big words from such a small body, but I'm going to tell you right now, Christian Lee, I think that KC would be the one to answer that call if you ever gave him a challenge. Are you interested in challenging him one-on-one for anything?
I mean, he could try to take my head off of that lightning line, but we all know I don't stay down for long.
Very true. Very true. You always bounce back. And if you don't bounce back, there's always somebody that seems to be making an appearance that you know very well. And I've been trying to get a hold of this guy, but for some reason, he just doesn't ever want to come out and talk to me. And that's Uncle Slam.
Man, the dude doesn't want to talk to anybody. Like, I don't know where he's been. Like, I heard he showed up at APW the last show on Christmas Day. When they had that show on Christmas Day, but I wasn't there. I was hurt. And by the way, I am out of action for a little bit.
You're out of action, Christian. What's going on?
I hurt my neck miles long back in December. I think it was December 13th back then, before the year ended. Miles long. I was one-on-one with somebody named Carmen Cobain. He looks like Marilyn Manson on, I'm not going to say it because I'm a professional here, but he looks like a Wish version of Marilyn Manson. But anyways, I took his head off with the lariat, and then I was going to get the 3 count until Miles Long comes in, hits me to the chair, and hurts my neck. And now I can't compete till March.
Chris, that's a long time to go without competing. And it seems, and no offense to you, I mean, it just seems like you're just not at the right place at the right time here recently. So is there anything that you would like to say to Miles directly?
From being my former tag team partner and now my dad. And yeah, there was a DNA test or whatever. He got papers saying he's my dad. And he is my biological dad. And he thinks I'm not his kid. Well, newsflash, Miles. If you were my father, you'd take responsibility. You wouldn't run around with all these tramps going around, with all these ring rats. Heck, I meant what I said. I call up Mama Lee and she'll teach you how to be a man like she should have done 23 years ago. And I stand by that. But you hitting me with a chair hurting my neck, that ain't gonna fly, man. So when I get cleared, when I come back, your ass is mine.
Very strong words for Mr. Miles. I'm going to tell you right now, Christian Lee, it sounds like you've got a vendetta that's going to be putting up that you've got in place here, that you definitely want a piece of Casey Kazana. You want a piece of Mr. Miles. Is there anybody else that's on your shit list that you want to get a hold of?
Well, there is one person I'm itching to get at, and that's Devon Belcher.
Devon Belcher?
I want Devon Belcher.
The premier D1 athlete.
The man's been causing too much trouble for Blade Gibson, my best friend. So I want a piece of Devon Belcher.
Now, this kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. You know, there's some people that want you to excel in the business, but there's other people that want to keep you down. Do you think that your alliance with Blade Gibson is actually hindering you versus actually helping you in the business?
Well, my friend, let me put it like this. There is no alliance with me and Blade. We're just best friends. He has my back. I have his. From years beating the hell out of each other. So, no, I don't think it's going to hinder my career. I think it's going to skyrocket Christian Lee into the next year going on top. Well, so, I want you go ahead.
Ask it like this, Christian. Let's say you do something that Blade Gibson isn't able to do. You're able to beat Devon Belcher. You're able to steal a title away from Devon Belcher. Do you think that it would cause a rift between you and Blade Gibson directly? Because, you know, that's a sense of jealous. That's a sore spot for jealousy right there. If you were able to do what he's not able to do.
You know, you can look back on me and Blade's past as me, Psycho the Clown, or Christian Lee, or whoever I was back then. You can look at me and Blade, and you can see, yeah, we beat the hell out of each other. Yeah, we've been at each other's throats. But at the end of the day, we're best friends. And nothing is going to come between that. Not even Devon Belcher, which, let's just say, I don't hate the dude. I don't. But he makes me want to punch him in the face.
I'm going to tell you to be careful what you wish for. We've seen it in the past. Great tag teams have broken up and got back together and have issues over women and have issues over things that happen, accolades that have happened, such as the Hardy Boys is a perfect example of this, where they've broken completely up over accolades. One got skyrocketed to the moon, and the other one got put directly out. You know what I mean? So you got to watch what you're asking for here, because Blade might have that jealousy tendency in him. And Josh Anderson, too. I mean, forgive me if I'm wrong, but Josh Anderson's had a lot of problems with Blade Gibson in the past, and he might have some problems with you if you start climbing the pinnacle of professional wrestling and becoming successful.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you say to that?
I mean, I'd say if Josh Anderson wants a piece of me, I know Josh Anderson very well. All right, I'm gonna tell you that. Matt Faction days, I know that man like the back of my hand. We used to team together. I know we fell short of the Wasp tag team titles like 2 times, and I got chewed out for it. Not him, but like I said, Josh can step up whenever he wants. And what he did the last time we were at Rated R, with him rolling me up, my foot clearly on the rope, and he gets the W. So I'm starting to think it was either Blade Gibson's doing, or maybe he just did it because he could.
You mean your best friend, Blade Gibson, who would never do that to you, ever?
Well, he said he didn't do it. And I went up to the entrance, and he said he had no part of it. Which I think, from me and him, from years of beating the hell out of each other, maybe he did have a part of it.
Maybe he did. I can't know. I can't be the judge here. I wasn't there. I was not in the building, and I did not see the footage. But Christian, I'm saying you better watch what you say, because you're throwing it on thick here. And when you start throwing it on thick, you're going to have mudders to walk through it, or waiters to walk through that mud. So
Well,
you gotta watch what you're saying here, because you don't want to offend anybody. I know I'm throwing a little bit of shade here on Blade Gibson. I know I'm throwing it out there, but I'm just telling you, just be careful what you wish for with success in this business, because the people you think are your friends, they can turn on you in a heartbeat. The people that you want are your supposed best friends will turn on you in a heartbeat, just because of a little bit of success, or a girl, or just a little bit of money. The least little bitty thing can turn somebody against you in this business, Christian. So I'm just warning you. And I know that you want to go after Devon Belcher. I know you want to go after Josh Anderson. I know you've got some beef there between both of those men, but please be careful, because if you're able to do something that Blade's not, Blade might turn completely against you. And you already had a run-in with him where you don't know if he had something to do with you losing a match against Josh Anderson, because he's jealous that he's already lost some matches against Josh Anderson. You know what I mean?
yeah, but at the end of the day, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Boys, I'm going to tell you something. What I do to you in that ring, and what I say to you on here or anywhere else, it's nothing personal. It's just business. You're in my business. So, if you want to step up, boys, all you got to do, make a little phone call to the promoter and get it booked, and I'll have no problem putting you back down where you belong and rising to the top.
Now, what's happening at Rated R? What's been going on there? I know that you've had a lot of transitions. There's a new owner. There's some new things taking place there. So talk about it. Talk about Rated R, and what do you see happening at Rated R in the future?
Well, I disappeared from Rated R of April last year, and I came back in, I think, October for the Real Riot. And then November came along, I lost to Josh Anderson. So 2025 wasn't Christian Lee's your best year in Rated R. I mean, I have no clue what's going on between the promoter and all that. I just heard somebody bought the ring, somebody bought the company, and I heard somebody's going to run it from now on. So that's all I've got to say about the whole situation. I think it's horse crap. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we all know Christian Lee should deserve a title shot and become Rated R heavyweight champion before anybody else does.
I mean, that's kind of a big ask, because they've had your best friend as champion for a while. Then they kind of changed it, James Anthony.
Yeah. Well, James Anthony, that's a different story. I don't like James Anthony either.
Well, tell us about it. What's the beef between you and James Anthony? What's going on there?
I mean, the man likes to run his mouth. And it was because I was friends with the New Generation, the tag team that involved Blade Gibson, Josh Anderson, and some midget called Aaron Adams. That's gone from the company and gone from wrestling completely. But apparently, I was friends with the New Generation, and he had a problem with it.
Now, Christian, I have to stop you for a second, because we can't say that word on this channel. You have to say little people. They're little people.
Little people. Dwarf don't count.
I mean, we could go with dwarf. Dwarf is acceptable. You could use dwarf.
Okay. Little Aaron Adams. There you go. Problem solved. Anyways, James Anthony. I was friends with the New Generation. James Anthony had a problem with that and decided to take it out on me, Blade, Josh, and whatever doofus name, wherever he is right now. But
well, it seems like they came out of nowhere to attack you guys. I do remember that. I do remember Blade talking about it and Blade being all upset about it, that they came out of nowhere and just ran from the back and attacked all of you all. And it seems like James Anthony had it out for Blade Gibson, had it out for the title, and was trying to get that title at any means necessary, especially December 2025. They're going to be doing Cutting Edge. I don't know if that show actually went on or not because they postponed it, and then I believe they canceled it later on. I'm not 100% about that, but I believe that's what happened, if I'm correct from some sources on the inside. But I'm going to tell you, if it did go on, Josh Anderson seemed like that he was very upset. Christian Lee, and I know that you said that you haven't been at Rated R in a while. Is there a specific reason why you haven't been at Rated R? Is there something going on there that we need to know about?
Well, April at the Sean Carson Memorial of last year, I lost the Ultimate Opportunity. If you don't know what the Ultimate Opportunity is, it's just a briefcase on a pole match. It's just all that. We don't have a ladder, so we're just going to put it on the pole, and then the first wrestler to retrieve it get to cash in at any title that they want. I fall short, lost to a Woody from Toy Story lookalike, and now he's the Cruiserweight champion.
Christian, that's not very nice. Oh, a Woody lookalike from Toy Story.
He looks like Woody.
Does he have a snake in his boots? I mean, come on, Christian.
I think he does because he couldn't get that briefcase off that pole. He was struggling.
But he ended up with the title, correct?
He cashed it in the next month and then lost. Well, he didn't lose. I don't know why I said lost, but he won the Cruiserweight Championship.
Is that a sore subject for you because you feel like you deserve that Cruiserweight Championship at Rated R Wrestling?
I deserve any title at Rated R Wrestling. There ain't a man that's been all over the Tennessee area, from being to Mountain City, to Johnson City, to Bristol, to Irwin, to Elizabethton.
Well, why don't you do this? Why don't you call it out? If you want that title so bad, you really need that title around your waist. Why don't you call it out? Why don't you put yourself in a position to get in the ring with, as you say, the Toy Story lookalike?
I mean, I would if I could, if the promoter was not busy right now, but oh well. And I left because I had to go find myself again, find out who I really was, and then come back stronger than ever. But as you can see, I lost to Regal Riot and I lost to Josh Anderson.
Christian, that's never stopped the greats in the past from wanting to achieve what they wanted to achieve. Take a page out of Roddy Piper, for crying out loud. He used to stalk anybody and everybody everywhere he went. And he used to get on their nerves, and he used to say anything he could to get under their skin. Man, the man got stabbed like 11 times, Christian Lee. 11 times he's been stabbed. But he said anything to get that match. He did anything to get that match. If you really want a match, why don't you call him out right here?
I mean, Woody from Toy Story?
Yeah.
Hey, Woody, if you're watching this, get the snakes out of your boot and give me a title shot. Or you gotta get your buddy Pat or Buzz to, protect you or something like that and run for me and be a coward. Because you've been ducking me and you got the title that I should have. Even though I should have every title. So,
Christian, to have every title, that would put you in probably 4 or 5 matches every night if you had every title. And you've had a rough year, but you've had a good year in professional wrestling. Is there a specific title, that you want?
The main goal is to get signed to the NWA and win the world's title.
Well, Christian, that actually can be very possible. As we saw at NWA JCP, Zuka King got a shot at Thrillbilly Silas Mason and the 10 pounds of gold in December. He did come up a little short and took a thrill ride. Are you prepared? If you get that shot, that opportunity against the Thrillbilly Silas Mason, will you be able to rise to the occasion, or will you just be another victim of the thrill ride, baby?
You can take me as on how many thrill rides you want. He calls it the thrill ride. What a
You better
Joke
watch
of a
what you
finishing
say,
name.
Christian. Watch what you say, because he's in your back door right now. And you know the Thrillbilly Silas Mason watches this show, and he knows that when you start talking about him, it's major business. So be very careful what you say, but are you prepared to face him one-on-one if it does arise?
You know, I've got my tricks, and I've got my tricks up my sleeve. So, like Ric Flair once said, if you want to become the man, you got to beat the man, right?
It's very true.
And I'm willing to take that fluoride and skyrocket and beat Silas Mason for the NWA World Heavyweight title. The 10 pounds of gold will look great on my shoulders, not some Thrillbilly, hillbilly, I don't know what you would call him, but yeah, I'm way better. And I should be signed to the NWA. And I should
Christian
be...
Lee, I don't disagree that you're well enough to be a National Wrestling Alliance superstar, to be a territory superstar. I don't disagree with you there. Where I disagree with you is there's some things that are head and shoulders above certain things. And right now you still got a lot to go with. And calling out Silas Mason actually maybe, I don't know if it's brave, if it's stupid, or if I'm telling you right now, I don't really know if it's just misguided. But I do think one day, eventually, you will have the opportunity to go against a world champion such as Silas Mason. I believe that you'll have the opportunity to arise to the occasion and win the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know if it's today, Christian Lee. Could be.
Could be today. Could be today. Could be later. Could be when I'm in my freaking 40s. Who freaking knows at this point? I mean, it could be when I'm in my 50s or 60s or something like that. But no, it's going to be sooner rather than later. And trust me, when the time comes, I will not disappoint. And I will try my best. I will give it 100% of my power to beat Silas Mason and become NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
I'll take that to the bank. I'll take that one to the bank. I wish you well on that adventure. I hope that's I hope that's the goal for you in life, that you become the National Wrestling Alliance Heavyweight Champion of the world, and that you're able to go to all the countries, 16, 17, 18 countries, and defend it all over the world. But I'm telling you, man, Silas is not just a pushover. He's not somebody that you want to mess with on a regular basis. And whether you believe it or not, the man has worked his tail off. I mean, the past 4 years alone, he's worked his tail off to the bone. And he's in probably the best shape he's ever been in his entire life, Christian Lee. He's lost some weight. He's gained a lot of muscle. He's actually lost about 25 pounds and put on about 17 to 18 pounds of muscle. I mean, he looks thick. He looks really good right now. Not only does he look good, he's fighting good. And he has put his mind to the will. He's willing his wins by putting his mind out there and mentally destroying his opponents before he even steps in the ring with them.
I mean, he is a bad dude. He did beat Tom Latimer, so I give him that.
He's beat a lot of people, whether you want to admit it or not. And the man is traveling all over. And Christian, I think that's the thing is, a lot of people will say, if you want to be the world heavyweight champion, you got to get outside of your little box. You got to get yourself to where you can be promoted outside your little box. You can run the territory. You can run more than just Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Florida. You got to be able to run it all. You got to be able to run the Northeast. You got to be able to run the Midwest. You got to be able to run the West. Are you willing to put in that work to become the world heavyweight champion?
I'm willing to take or do whatever it takes.
You're willing to do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who's set in front of you, what match is set in front of you, what style of match is set in front of you. You're going to do whatever it takes.
Hell, I don't care if I have to go through hell to get it. Okay? I don't care if I have to knock on Satan's door to get that shot. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. By any means necessary. I will, and this is a promise, one day become the NWA World's Champion. That's a promise that I'm willing to keep.
you're going to have to go through some big talent in order to get there. You're going to have to go through the Casey Kazanas. You're going to have to go through the Devon Belchers. You're going to have to go through the Javen Myras. You're going to have to go through the Silas Masons.
And of course, I'm going to go through the Blake Gibsons.
Yes, absolutely.
But anyways, you mentioned Javen Myra too.
I did.
That's a name I haven't heard in a little bit.
You have some beef there?
He choked me out one time, but I guess he was the better man.
I was there live when that happened. We were actually announcing for that show at SOM where he choked you out. And I'm going to tell you, Christian, it didn't look pretty then. So that's why I say you're going to have to go through some walls, some obstacles that have arose in your past. You're going to have to overcome those obstacles in order to get the World Heavyweight Championship. And I know it seems like I'm kind of ragging you on it, but I really mean you well on this. I want you to do well. I want you to be able to win that World Heavyweight Championship. I want you to be able to move on. But I think right now, you got to set your sight on one specific title, one specific person, and you need to make it your mission. Who would that be?
For right now, the NWA or World Championship is like later on, like down the road. But right now, the main title that I want, and Blade has it, the WASP World Heavyweight title.
He wants the WASP World Heavyweight title, gentlemen. You heard it right here first. Blade Gibson is currently the WASP World Heavyweight Champion, and Blade Gibson is your best friend. That could mean a couple things. It could be the best of rivalries or the best of best friends going in at it. We got to see that once in our lifetime with in WWE or WWF at the time, the British Bulldog and Bret the Hitman Hart. We got to see that match. Would you like it to be something similar to that? Or do you see yourself just going out there and having an all-out slobber knocker, and whoever wins is the best man?
You know, Blade, I hope you're watching this, because after I'm done with Miles, I'm citing my stats. Or let me rephrase that. I said that wrong. I have my eyes set on becoming a champion again. I haven't held a title in almost 2 years since I lost the tag team titles to you and your brother. But that's in the past, and I'm willing to let that go. But after I'm done with Miles, after I'm done with my deadbeat dad, I have my eyes set on that WASP heavyweight title. I have my eyes set to be the world heavyweight champion of WASP. I have my eyes set to be a champion in 2026. So I'm willing to go do whatever it takes. Even if I have to bring back Psycho the Clown, or part of me that is Psycho the Clown, back from the dead and beat you. Blade, we've been best friends for 6 years now. 6. And we beat the hell out of each other. But at the end of the day, the one thing that always mattered was gold. The only thing that matters now is our friendship, but it's the WASP heavyweight title.
Very well said, Christian Lane. And with that being said, we're going to go back over to your webpage over there on Facebook.com, and we're going to see your Christian Lee page here. And you have a full year in professional wrestling. What's been taking place here for you? Start with the top left corner and work your way down, and we'll go as we go.
Yes, sir.
So this big boy right here.
Yeah. That was the bunkhouse last year, the start of 2025.
And then moving forward over here on the right-hand side, right beside it.
That was the WASP Mayhem Battle Royal. And that was right before I found out Miles was my dad. And before I found out I was a deadbeat, and I lost that Battle Royal.
And Miles is a part of the Mystic Maulers with you. Is that correct?
The Mystic Maulers.
Questions there?
Dark Magic. Dark Magic. Not Dark Magic.
All right. And then we got Josh right here. You and Josh out here at Prodigy Pro Wrestling.
Yes, sir. That was a UCW. It's called Underground Carolina Wrestling. It's in Shelby, North Carolina. That was my debut at that show. And then that's me and Nikki Chooch at Wasp in September, and that's me choking Nikki Chooch out. And that's my deadbeat yelling at me after he slapped me before he turned on me, but it's in the past. Me and the Regal Rumble when I returned at Radar.
Looks like you're yelling at a referee right here.
That's what we call a self-high five if we ever saw one. And that was me after I got cheated out of a match by my deadbeat dad. And then that's me at Radar when I was choking out Josh Anderson.
Then we're back at the bunkhouse. We start back over. So you've had a heck of a year in professional wrestling. Out of everything that we've seen there and all the matches that we weren't able to see, what has been your favorite match over the year?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. My favorite match of the year, it has to be Christian Lee and Matt Cade versus Nikki Chooch and Muscles Marinara at Underground Carolina Wrestling.
UCW got your match of the year there. Well, UCW, we give you a shout out right here on Wrestle Talk with the Rabbit Beaver because you have had the match of the year from Christian Lee. And it looks like Angel Waycaster has come on and said, Wasp shows will be lit watching you and Blade Gibson go over a title. Can't wait to see that show.
I can't wait either. Like I said, after I'm done with my deadbeat dad, I'm coming after some gold, and I'm going to become a champion again in 2026.
Absolutely, you are. And Christian Lee, for those that are out here watching today that would like to book you, how can they go about booking you, sir?
You can go on Messenger, go on Facebook, find me on Facebook, and then go to Messenger. Let me know like your dates and all that, and then I'll tell you which dates I got. There's my Facebook right there. Don't hesitate. Give me a text, give me a call, and all that.
That's the best way to get a hold of you. And before we go, Christian, I've got to ask you one more time about Uncle Slam. Now, I know that you're currently injured. Do you think Uncle Slam will take revenge for you being injured?
He said that, me and Uncle Slam's been best friends longer than Blade. Me and Blade have been best friends. So, and he's my childhood best friend. We go way back. He said, you can't let your dad or your deadbeat dad do that to you. And if I'm not able to compete, he'll do it. But he's got a lot to learn about what the wrestling business means. He's got a lot to learn about Miles, and he's got a lot to learn about everything. It's not all sunshines and rainbows, Uncle Slam. Okay? It's not an easy game. If you want to be in the game, you got to beat the game. If you know what I'm saying.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Christian Lee. And I think that that's a fair spot to be. I just worry right now, especially with you being injured until March. You're next getting out there. You've called a lot of people out here. How are you going to overcome those obstacles?
I do what I do best. Go through every obstacle and do the best I can to stay on top, to stay dominant, and become the best wrestler in the area.
It takes a lot of training. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of dedication and effort to be that person. I believe in you. I believe that you have the ability to do it. I believe that you also have the will and the emotion set beside and behind you to push you forward and to keep you motivated and to be that wrestler, Christian Lee. I wish you well. And I want to thank you tonight for coming on Wrestle Talk with Rabbit Beaver. It was a pleasure to have you here. In the future, if you want to come on, just hit us up and we'll get you a date set. We'd love to have you come on back. And especially if you get some gold around your waist, you let us know first because we want to be able to promote it for you and let them know that you are a fighting champion.
Yes, sir. And it was my pleasure to be on here, even though I could have made my time somewhere else, but I made time to be here. So
Well, Christian, like I said, we want to thank you for coming on. I did want to blindside you with stuff, but I have to be honest and I have to be real and upfront with my fans and also your fans as well, because they want to know this stuff. They want to know who it is that's on your crap list. They want to know who you want to fight. They want to know all that stuff. And I know I kind of made you split hairs today about who you wanted to fight and what you want to do. And I gave you a lot to think about, but also you've given your opponents that you've called out a lot to think about, all the way from Casey Kazana to Blade Gibson to Devon Belcher to Javen Myra to Silas Mason, the Thrillbilly himself, and many, many more that you've called out here tonight. And I'm going to tell you, Christian, whenever you're healthy and you're ready to rock and roll, I would love to be there for any of those matches.
That means a lot coming from you, but
well, you're welcome. And like you said, guys, if you want to message him, he is the anti-hero Christian Lee. You can catch him right there on Facebook. Hit his messenger up on that right-hand side right there. Message him. Send him the dates that you have available, the pricing. Talk to him directly. He would love to be able to work for you and your promotion wherever you're at in Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Florida, Virginia, or anywhere that you may be. He'd be willing to travel and work a promotion for you. The anti-hero Christian Lee, thank you for being here tonight. And I hope you have a great time in 2026 and you become a champion this year. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Remember, guys, you heard it right here first on Wrestle Talk with the Rabbit Beaver. And before we go, we do have our Power Slam members club that's going to be open to you guys on buzzsprout.com, where you can catch all of your podcasting. We are currently live on buzzsprout.com. So if you guys want to help us, you can scan that QR code for as little as $3 a month. You can join the Power Slam Club members and you help us keep the lights and waters on, keep good content coming to you just like this. And then also we have our merchandise. You can catch it right there if you scan that QR code that's underneath or to the right of the owl. That is going to be through our Streamlabs store. You can catch all of it and get these nice polos just like this. I have several colors. I've got red, white, blue. I've got gray. I've also got some other things, some hoodies, anything that you can get that helps us keep everything running smooth here. And we would love to have you buy some of the merchandise from us as well. Christian Lee, once again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you tonight. And Christian, do you have any merch that's available whenever they go to see you live?
March, I will have some shirts and some dog tags and some bracelets that you can buy at my table. And then hit me up on my Instagram, or follow my Instagram, follow my Facebook. Hit me up on Messenger if you're a fan. But that's all I got to say. Thank you, Beaver. It was a pleasure.
It's such a pleasure to have you on here. And like I said, hit me up once you get some gold. We definitely want to have you back on here. We want to talk about it, talk about all your matches, things that happen there. And remember, guys, you heard it right here first on Wrestle Talk with the Rabbit Beaver. Bye, guys.